Chapter 5, Foam Pit, Philosophers, and the Return of the Sparkle Bee. Not long after the great nap had fizzled out into gentle stretches and widespread yawns, a commotion echoed across the eastern meadow. The foam pit had awakened. Now, Foam Pit was a generous name. It was less a pit and more an unpredictable crater that erupted from the ground once a year, spitting vanilla-scented clouds that never dissolved, only bounced. And in this bouncing puff sphere lived the philosophers, a rotating cast of bulls, rabbits, goats, and the occasional dramatic cat who waxed poetic about the nature of bubbles. "I believe the foam reflects our choices," said a rabbit with a clipboard. "It reflects nothing. Foam is chaos," replied a goat sipping from a hollowed-out carrot. "It reflects me," interrupted Fox Rockstar, popping out of the pit with sparkles clinging to his fur. "I did a full dive into oblivion, and now my eyeliner is wetter than ever. This is art." A small deer near the edge of the foam was recording a documentary with her phone. "We're calling this Beneath the Bounce, a journey into soft existentialism." As the animals around the pit swirled between playful flips and foam-fueled epiphanies, a low buzzing sound began to rise. Bull squinted. "Is that a wasp?" "No," said a passing elephant calmly. "It's her." And just like that, the sparkle bee returned. The sparkle bee wasn't a bee at all. It was a sheep named Roxy, who had taped holographic wings to her back and become the festival's unofficial mascot of confusion and spontaneous glitter donations. She'd vanished last year during a jam session and was presumed to have joined an improv cult. But here she was, bouncing across the foam pit with a bubble wand and yelling, "Everything's a metaphor." Pop Squirrel's camera crew immediately found her. "Roxy, where have you been?" "I took a detour into a rabbit's daydream," she beamed, "and it smelled like cinnamon lies." Bite appeared at the edge of the pit, staring into the swirls with mild disapproval. "Her return skews the entire sparkle data from last year," he mumbled, updating a chart on his watch. The cheetah, still recovering from 3 hugs and a misunderstanding involving glitter glue and a sleeping bag, stumbled beside him. "Can she be trusted?" "No one can," Bite replied, "but she's very on brand." Meanwhile, the easygoing dog in the white swimsuit performed synchronized belly flops with 3 sheep, 5 rabbits, and a surprisingly nimble goat. A crowd cheered. Someone threw pretzels. In the midst of it all, Lion, the tightrope walker, slowly lowered himself on a silken rope above the pit. With measured steps, he walked directly across the foam, pausing mid-stride to sip a coconut. "Balance," he said gently, "is achieved when we stop asking if foam has meaning." Everyone applauded, even though they weren't sure what he meant. A bull shouted, "Let's have a foam council." A cat chimed in, "Let's not. My tail is 80% soap." From a distance, the wine dog lady watched with a half smile and a fizzy drink. "They're all pretending to understand each other," she said to a passing elephant. He nodded. "Aren't we all?" In a sudden twist, the sparkle bee began buzzing riddles into the foam. "I only fly backward into the future," she chirped. "What am I?" "A metaphor," yelled Hedgehog. "A plot device," shouted Fox. "A sheep and wings," muttered Bite. The bee launched a handful of glitter into the air, then fell backward into the foam, where she was caught mid-air by the cheetah, who, for once, didn't fall over. It was a moment. For a breathless pause, all the animals froze. The foam reflected the pinks of sunset, the bubbles hung in a hush, and the sparkle bee whispered, "Maybe this is the message." And then the elephant sneezed, the foam collapsed like a pancake, and everyone tumbled into one giant, joyful, chaotic heap. Fox sat up, blinking. Did we just learn something profound? Pop Squirrel shrugged. I think we just foamed our feelings. Above the giggling pile, a balloon drifted by. It read, "Deep thoughts bounce best."